Hello everybody, welcome back to the Center for Off-Road Research, Shenanigans, and Science. And the Olympus will be going to its owner hopefully this weekend, and it will be on its way out of here. But before I send it off, I thought I'd give you a couple of my builder's notes for it. The Gladiator links are awesome on this thing. It turns it into a real comp crawler. Another thing, when you're building this, sorry about that, I bumped my camera, only use the 4 mounting points for the skid plate that the upper links go through, and you don't use the middle 2 because it just doesn't have the holes that line up for it. They put a lot of holes in this thing so that you can always get the wrong one. But anyway, the way I mounted my motor was I put it forward, and what this allowed me to do is have a lot of space back here. And let's see if I can illuminate this with a portable flashlight. If you look in there, you can see that clear plastic plate that I made that has the electronics sit on it. I'll try to zoom in on that for you. If I illuminate it, you can see it in there. And how I mounted that was on each side I used double-sided tape on the ledges here, and just ran a piece of Lexan across the top of it all, and then I clearanced it for the links and the drive shaft so that I still have full motion up and down on that. That way I have a shelf that the electronics can sit on, and it also keeps them above the drive shaft because it's, you know, that shelf that I made sits about, I don't know, 3 millimeters above the drive shaft, so it's all clear away from everything. And then the body panels are, this is just one piece of Lexan that I covered in Teflon and zip tied it in 4 places. I put one here, 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 and here, and other than that, it's just folded up and cut to fit the shape. Nothing magical about it. These back lights are actually reflective tape. So, and that's just something I did on the zip ties because I thought it looked cool. The servo battery runs on the outside of the wire here so it doesn't get into my outrunner. And you can tell it's a pretty clean build. All you see is the servo wire and the ESC wire coming out. That's it. With the Velcro mounting for the battery, I can use multiple batteries. I can use this tiny little Orlando Hunter battery that doesn't even go halfway across, well, barely halfway across the car. Or I could use, you know, a stock SCX24 battery, and it just sits in there, and you tuck in the wires and drive it. But that's all I really got. But those are the 2 hang-ups: is how do you mount the chassis to the skid plate, and then how do you package the ESC and battery. And that was my solution, and I like how it turned out. I can see the outrunner working when it's running, and it's probably one of the cleanest Olympus builds you'll see because it just doesn't have a lot of wires everywhere. It barely has any. I built this for a friend of mine at the Iowa RC Outlaws, and this is a no expense spared build. It's metal everything, not a single axial part on this. Fury Tech radios, Fury Tech motor and transmission. Everything else is in Jora for the most part. Trio wheels, TSL Bogger tires. When I tested, I had the little guy Swamp Kings on there. It set it up a little higher, and it was pretty awesome. And I really like those tires too. They're just a little bigger and give it a little more diff clearance. With the TSLs, it'll sit a little bit lower. You'll lose some ground clearance, but you'll gain climb angle and descent angle. I recommend using double barrel shocks all the way around on this build because it needs to have that clearance. It sits pretty high, and with the Gladiator links, they sit out pretty far too, so you definitely need them in the back or else it's going to be squatting badly, which you may like, I don't know. But this is how I built it. But that is a pretty clean build. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And if you have any questions, just either hit me up in the links below in the description and the comments, or I'm at the SCX24 groups on Facebook. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope it helped, and we'll talk to you later.